I'm about to close up the fuse block on my 96 K1500, getting ready to LS swap it. I identified everything I needed to. It is possible to add fuses if you can get some more of these pins here. This style here. So this is input of ignition. This is input hot, and then you've got 12-volt ignition outputs along here. This one here. These two go into the harness, and basically with everything I've removed, there's nothing left. They're blank, and so they're going to come out here and power my my LS circuits. Those are 20 amps each. But if I wanted to, there's room for another relay right here. I could get the pins, put another relay in, and relay an additional, take one of these ignition triggers and have it take power from, a battery post, which I think all of this along here is hot. So I could literally just pull off of this bar here and give power to it, and then run that. I could take a big, 10 gauge pink wire or 12 gauge pink wire, run it over to the LS harness off of a fuse on the fuse block, or I could trigger it have a relay that triggers this, so that I could have like 3 fuses that get power when ignition is on. Lots of different ways to doing it. And then additionally, there's already an orange wire from C3 pin 21 on the 96 harness that is a fused 12 volt. I don't remember which one of these it is. I think it's this one, but either way, it's always hot and it's fused. So I don't need to have a separate fuse for that. So essentially, I'm going to be able to use this fuse block. But for those of you that are wondering how to get into this, if you wanted to add, there's room for one more relay, and there's lots of room for additional fuses if you wanted more fuses. And there's room for a giant fuse right here if you wanted to run a 60 amp or a 50 amp fuse to power something. There's room in my fuse block to do that. But it took me a while to figure out how to get in. This is the back of it. They sandwich together like that. So, and then this is the top, and it sits in the truck like this. This is the up against the firewall. Firewall is over here. Front of the truck will be down this way. It sits like that. So to get this out so that you can change things, you'll have this comes off easy, and then I think that this is room for extra relays too if you wanted to run relays on the side of your fuse block. Anyways, it snakes out of there, but to get it to release, it's really just these pots, right? There's one here, 2, 3, 4, and then there's tabs here, another tab here. I'm upside down, so normally it'd be like this. I've got to snake this in to get that to fit, but this pops off right here. There's a tab you can pry up. You can see there's a little catch there, and same on the opposite side. There's a little tab there. But the ones that are more difficult, I'm going to flip it back over, are these little guys right here. Let me get a nice image for you. So the way that these work is they catch on these right here. So what you need to do is you'll have that on, and then you just got to go and snake in there with your screwdriver, and then with your screwdriver you need to pry this that way. 2, 3 right here. One hard to do with one hand. I should get a tripod. Just trying to help you guys out though. And there's one there. There is not one on this side. So on this side, it's just this guy here. Not one right there. So we got this corner back and forth, and then this corner is on that one, and then instead of it being here, it's off on the side. So that's that. And then you can get in there, add wires, remove wires, change wires. You could change the way that your fuel pump relay is triggered. It's really weird how it is triggered on this. The fuel pump relay, which is this one right here, it's got power from the oil sending unit that can supply power to the fuel pump output, which is this little guy right here. And then when the key is on, instead of it getting power from the oil sending unit, it then gets power from ignition 12, or not ignition 12, constant 12. So this green wire sends a signal, closes the coil with this ground, and then this, instead of getting power from the oil sending unit, gets power from the battery. So 2 ways that it gets power. It's a weird system. Doesn't seem necessary, but yeah. Lots of other things on here that you could explore if you're wondering how it all works, but it is all basic relays, and you know, you can go through this anatomy and understand it pretty easily. It's not very complex. And like I said, there's room for extra fuses, and there's room for 1 extra big fuse and room for 1 extra relay. Or you could sacrifice one of these relays if you don't need it for whatever your application is. We've got a starter relay, AC clutch relay, the fuel pump relay, and the brake lamp relay. The air relay I don't have, and then the horn relay. If you're not running a horn, I guess you could get rid of that. Anyways, that's how you get into it and what's inside of it.